Less than a week after a suspected white supremacist murdered at least 50 people at 2 mosques in New Zealand, the country's prime minister announced a ban on all assault rifles across the country. Here's some of what she said.
The time for the mass and easy availability of these weapons must end. And today, they will.
And with that, I want to bring in Eva Pilgrim, who's joining us in London. Eva, do you think the prime minister, does she have widespread support in the country for her plans?
Well, we've heard from a lot of people who support the sentiment of the prime minister in this. The shooter in this case bought those weapons legally, and so they wanted to make sure that this kind of thing could never happen again, banning all semi-automatic military-style guns so they can't get in the hands of someone to do a shooting like this again. Kimberly.
Yeah, I want you to explain to our viewers how this is happening so quickly, especially since, meaningful action around gun control is something that doesn't happen very fast or at all in our own country.
Well, I think you have to look at a couple of things here. The prime minister promised 10 days or less they were going to have some sort of gun reform. She did this in 6 days, so she was able to come through on that promise, and she was able to work with people from different political groups to make it happen. New Zealand is a much smaller country than the United States, so it's kind of, if you think of it more in the realm of the size of a state instead of the entire country as far as the size of government that they're working with, and they were able to push this through very quickly because they wanted to make a statement about their view on guns and about making sure that a massacre like this doesn't happen again. And this is going to be rolled out sort of in phases. So the first thing that they're doing, she announced that it'll take 48 hours. They'll have a website that will go up with a form for people who already legally own these guns to then go and fill out that form to schedule a time to turn in those guns to authorities. Now, if you don't have access to the internet, you can also call your local police department and schedule a time to turn in the gun as well. But they want people to really go to the website because they think that'll be the easiest way to in an orderly fashion, get these guns turned in. The other big thing here is this is going to cost a lot of money. They're estimating somewhere between $100 and $200 million because it's a buyback program. They're going to pay these people to turn in these weapons to get them off the streets. And that compensation will be given to them after those guns are turned in. That's a country so much smaller than the United States. You think about how much more that would cost to do something in a similar way in the U.S. The numbers would be much, much higher, Kimberly.
All right, Eva, thank you so much.